Oh, hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Docg, and of course, this is Docg Presents, my show. And of course, I have the wonderful and fabulous Coach Tina Ramsay, Tina J. Ramsay. She's on the Easy Way Network, and she's a wonderful person. We're going to talk to her right now about a little bit of everything. So, welcome, Tina. How are you?
I'm great. How are you? And thank you for having me on your show. I'm just thrilled.
I'm excited too. I'm really excited because I recently met Tina, what, about a month ago, I think,
hmm
through our friend Eric Zulli, and from the Easy Way Network. And I brought her on a Zoom call, and she had a really fun time. And I'm glad you did, because I want you back for the next one, which is going to
Oh,
be
yeah.
a real barn burner. I can tell you that now. But let's talk a little bit about Coach Tina Ramsay. So tell me a little bit what how you got started. What would you do?
Well, I got started about 10 years ago with coaching. And how I started was that I always wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. So even going to school, I would always be that person in college and in school that came to me, individuals, even teachers came to me for advice. And I never judged them. I gave them a way to open up, and then gave them tools in order um, to grow. Now, my goal was to be a psychiatrist. That's what I wanted to be.
Oh, cool.
That's what I wanted to be, a psychiatrist, and major in a side of sociology, and then a minor in earlyhood childhood education. And so after I graduated high school, I did end up going into getting the early childhood development, because my heart got pulled into the special needs arena. So I would work with children with Down syndrome, autism, and different other like behavior issues. I would come into the schools, and I was that person that they called in when they had what they call a problem child. And I hated that term. And so I was a behavioral technician. So I would go in and help them manage their behavior, work with the parents one-on-one and the child, and help them go through and cope with whatever anger management issues that they had, and help them be positive and proactive in doing it in a positive way, not self-harming themselves, not acting out, and do it in a productive way, and just make them, positive, and let them know everything is going to be okay. And had no idea that years later I'll get married, um, have two children, one of which my baby boy ended up having autism. And so I'm not gonna tell no lie. When it first happened, I was in denial. It was very hard for me to deal with, even though I had all these years of experience working with other people's children. It was very hard for me to swallow that my child had autism, because I did everything right. I ate healthy. I 10-mile jog. I took all of my vitamins. I did everything. I'm like, how could this possibly happen? Like, really? And so, but having him really changed the way I looked at life. And through him, I advocate about children with autism, children with that have different learning differences. I prefer the term learning differences versus special needs, only because I feel like they just learn differently, and we have to unlock their full potential. And sometimes it's layers you have to, peel off. But once you get to the core, these children are phenomenal.
Yes, they are.
They have some gifts that they have to share with the world, and they think differently. And if you dig deep, you will see that a lot of people who made really profound differences in history, they had some sort of learning difference, autism, dyslexia, dyscalculia, something that made them be not normal, quote unquote. When you dig a little deeper, and you're like, wow, these kids are amazing. So yeah, but that's how pretty much I started with education, health and wellness. And that's a little bit with my background, a little bit of personal story.
Beautiful, beautiful. And then you said you got married, and your husband does stuff too, right? What does he does stuff with you?
Oh yeah. Now my husband, most people probably would not even believe this, because I'm so into entrepreneurship now. However, I was not always this wide open, mindful person. I
No,
was
believe
not
me, I
always,
know, I know, I know.
I
Yeah, I
was
go
not
through the same
always
thing with my wife. Yeah.
Yeah, it took me some growth and totally like surrendering to the process, because my husband always had entrepreneur aspirations. He was always had what we call a side hustle. He was always doing different things. Just to do, he just loved it. And he's a natural great photographer and videographer. So he would do different things around our small town back in the day. But I was not that supportive wife. Let me just keep it totally 100. So when he started venturing out, doing different things, I was that person that was like, oh, so you trying something else? How long we gonna do? How much money we investing in this, and then it's not gonna work? Like, really, we want to do something else? I mean, go to your 9 to 5 with that 401k, with that health insurance that's reasonable, and let's go ahead and work your 30 years and then retire. But then later on, something clicked when I saw the essence of who my husband was start leaving him. The sparkle behind his eyes, the motivation that he had, it started dwindling. But yet the only time I saw it spark was when he was doing something that he wanted to do. And that was his photography and videography. And I said, you know what? I want my husband just to be happy. Now, I don't understand this. However, I don't care. I do not want to take away my husband's joy anymore. I'm not going to do it. And so I said, okay, whatever you want to do, I'm going to support you. Even if I don't understand it, I'm just going to support you. And that's pretty much how it happened. I saw him taking courses and being around different minded people and different groups that with other individuals that speak different, talk different. And I said, you know what? Entrepreneurs not crazy. They got the right idea. And then it clicked for me, and I found my way, and here I am.
That's a great, remarkable story. And I tell people that all the time, Tina. It's if you don't support the person that loves you the most, you're not supporting yourself. You're really not, because they're your backbone. They're everything. My wife is everything for me. I just got to say that she's a children's book author, but she's everything to me. She gives me that push when I need it. She gives me, don't feel upset. Things will get better, just like what you've gone through. But you have to be there for each other. It's a balancing act. That to achieve that, you have to have each other's back. You have to.
You do. And I just did not want to hold him back anymore. The man that I married almost 20 years ago, I start seeing regret. And I did not want him to feel like he missed his opportunity because I did not have him. And I had his back in every other way, spiritually, the biggest supporter, everything else that he done, I was there 1,000%. But this area of his life that he wanted to do, I didn't have his back for a very, very long time. And I'm just going to admit it, I was scared because I saw entrepreneurship as very unsecure. It was not safe. It was not rational. I just did not understand, why would a person do all of that when they can go clockwork, get something consistently every week? And then later on, I started realizing it's because they have to. They have to. And I refuse to be a person stopping my husband for something that he has to do and walking in his purpose. But it took me a minute to get there. But I'm so happy that we eventually got there. And now we have each other back in all aspirations. And now our children, they're developing a mindset like us, and just seeing them grow and take chances. And I'm like, by the time you're my age, you'll have it all together. You'll have it all together, So we're happy about that.
Yeah, and that entrepreneurial spirit will actually carry through to them too.
Yeah.
So how did you become an entrepreneur? You embraced this spirit that you didn't want to think about, which we tell people all the time, to leave the 9-to-5 job, but only when you're ready to leave, right? And go out and find something that you love, and not make it a job, but make it something that you want to do.
Well, that's a good question, because I have always been a person of service. So you will see me volunteering, teaching, helping the less fortunate, but I didn't get paid for it. And so I was coaching for a very, very long time and never got paid over this 10-year span, because it was just something that people came to me for help. especially with their children with autism and people within the education system, because I used to work in the educational system as well before I start homeschooling my children. And so they would come to me about the transition, how to do this, how to do that. And then they would come to me in regards to health and wellness, because they saw how my health did a complete 360 from me being in a wheelchair, partially paralyzed, having a stroke at 25 years old, to now walking, speaking, motivating, and walking. And they're like, how did you do that? We saw you. How did that happen? First of all, God. Yes. Second of all, yes. I mean, first of all, it was God. Second of all, doing the things that needed to be done and surrendering to the process. I did not know about how toxic products were. I always watch my health and wellness with food, exercise, and diet, but no one never sat down and said, well, Tina, you need to watch the cleaners that you use when you clean the home. You need to watch the products that you use in and on your body, your makeup, your hair products. I didn't know that mostly all those stuff that we use as women, and even men too, is toxic based. I didn't know. And so my body was overrun with so many toxins, and I believe my body just shut down over time. And I was on a lot of pharmaceutical medicine for asthma, heart problems, and the list goes on. And all of that made a cocktail, a recipe of disaster. I mean, think about it. I was taking 12 medications a day, 4 steroid inhalers a day. Every other day, I was in a specialist office or a doctor office. I had no life. Every 4 to 6 hours, I'm hooked to a nebulizer machine because I could not breathe, could not walk. It was a very, very difficult time. But yet my husband and my parents, and of course my children, had to grow up very early having a sick mother. They were there for me. And it just got to the point where I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I prayed and I said, it has to be another way. It has to be another way. And that's when I got on the health and wellness journey about 15 years ago. And that's why I go out and I speak and talk to people and share my story. If you're in that wheelchair, it may be a possibility that you can get out, but you haven't given your body the proper fuel in order for it to heal itself. You just haven't done it yet. And you don't have the right mindset.
Right.
Towards your body being healed. So it was a mind thing that I had to do. Of course, spiritual first, believing, staying in the word, and then also taking action by doing certain things with my health and wellness, using food to heal the body, not to satisfy hunger, and also making sure I get rid of toxins and educate myself on this stuff that we use every single day. And that's basically how everything happened. And later on, someone pulled me to the side and they was like, Tina, you know, everything that you're doing, your information is so bad, but schools is coming to you to do their curriculum. Their teachers is coming to you for you to do their lesson plans. You're helping homeschoolers. You're well known in the homeschooling industry. You still doing this for free, girl? I know people that getting paid this, that, but what you're doing, they don't do half what you do. I was like, what? You serious? People get paid for this? For real? And it was like, girl, yes. I was like, well, I thought you had to be certified. They're like, no, you don't. Later on, the years went on, I got certified, but still, I didn't have to be. I did that for myself. With the education part, not with the childhood development, because you have to have certification for that. Right, let me make sure that's clear. Early childhood development, you have to be certified. But coaching, particular, and it depends on what state you're in, you don't have to. But I am, because I just wanted that for me. But someone put me to the side and started telling me that, and then other people start reaching out, asking different things, and then I start saying, well, Docg, I'm already doing it. So why not get paid for it? And that's how the transition slowly started, going from free to pay me sometime, maybe not all the time, but a little bit sometime, just a little bit. Right. And that's how it happened.
That's amazing. You know, and the story, I think it gives inspiration to a lot of people to see where you were in a wheelchair and you come out of the wheelchair. I mean, it's so motivational, so inspiring to everybody that you just, you know, when you think about it and see it, you know, and it's like, oh my God, she did it. Why can't I? And the thing is, everybody can. They just got to have the willpower and they have to look for something that they love to do and change their mindset. Just like you said, that's the most important part, is changing the mindset. Correct?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And my faith plays a big part in who I am in my life, because even at the moments when I could not talk for myself, I still had the ability to pray. And even when I couldn't pray, God knew me so much from my inner. He knew what I needed, even when I didn't have to ask for it. Because sometimes I was just in such a low, depressed, chronic, massive depressive situation that I could not even gather the words to ask for help. But during those moments, he had me. So I didn't have to ask. He already knew. And he delivered what I needed at that time when I was too helpless to do it for myself. And so it was a process, and I'm just so happy that now I'm here, because I lost the whole year of my life when I had that stroke. So
Sure.
yeah, I even forgot that I even had a daughter. My daughter was 6 months old when I had my stroke.
Yeah.
And I forgot that I even had her, because everything was in that year span. I totally forgot everyone. And everything. And so it was a process of every now and then short bursts of memories will come back. I almost have it all back now, but some areas is still a little bit fuzzy on certain things. But I would say I have like 90% at this point. But it was a very, very difficult time. And what I appreciate about my husband, even when they said, she ain't never gonna be able to walk again, he exercised my legs every day. He was like, you're going to walk. He was like, you're going to be okay. This and that. And then one day, my first thing that I felt was pain in my legs. And let me tell you something, Jean. Normally a person don't want to feel pain. But let me tell you, after not feeling that in the bottom extremities of my body for so long, and I felt something, I was like, thank you, God, I feel something. Like, I was happy for that pain at that moment. So I'm not happy about pain now, but I mean, at that moment,
yeah.
Happy for that pain.
That's an amazing story, it really is. But thinking about again what you went through, I mean, how's it now going up the ladder of success? I mean, it's got to feel so good to you.
Yes, it does, but it's scary, and I want to also be. I'm an open book. I'm totally transparent. It's amazing, because all the hard work, a lot of people, they look at me and they be like, oh, she just came along and she just whoosh. I'm like, listen, I have been doing coaching for almost 10 years. And I just did not start. I had periods where I started and stopped and started and stopped. And then I just finally put it into my mind that I was not going to quit, And I was going to keep working it until I figured it out. And when I did that, and I went into the mind that when I first went into my business, back in the day, I was like, I was doing it just for me, and my family, me, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to go into the mindset when you start any venture with other people in mind. How can you be of service to someone else? How can you change their life with the information or the services or products that you have? How can you make an impact? Is it just about the money, or can you make an impact and then the money is just a byproduct of you giving someone else what they want? And once I switched it over to being that way in my business, because in regular life, that's how I was. I was by everybody else. But for business, for some reason, I don't know where I got that from. Me. Mine. I don't know where I got it from. But eventually, when I got back to myself and got back centered, I started doing the same thing I practiced in life, and I adopted in my business model. And that is truly when things start changing for me. So it's no competition in my world. I don't care if we're doing the same thing.
That's right.
I'm going to promote you. I'm going to support you, because I really don't care, because it's room for everybody. We have like 40 different types of bread and multiple candles, and nobody's fighting. No one's having competition.
That's right.
So I'm like that too, because it's room for all of us, but we do have to put in the work.
We do absolutely have to put in the work.
But it's
Absolutely.
room for all of us. So I love working, collaborating, and just letting them see that it's somebody there that's willing to offer them a seat at the table. Maybe you was outside looking with binoculars across the street before, but now you can drop them binoculars, walk across the street, and come in to the door and sit at the table if you're willing to put in the work, because you can't just expect it to fall on you. You have to put in work. And so I'm just happy that I'm in a position now with individuals like you, Eric Zuley, and Tina D. Lewis, Dr. Liddy.
Wow.
Like,
a lot of people.
Like being able to be connected with so many amazing people, because I can't do this by myself. My team can't do it by ourselves. And just so many people that's been helping to make this vision of what I wanted Epic Business Leaders to be, y'all helping it to become. And all of us are winning at the same time. And that is what motivates me to keep on going. Even when I'm tired and like I need like 7 weeks off. But it just keeps motivating me to keep going, because I want everybody to feel what I feel. Yeah.
And I love the idea, of course, sending friends to you, because if the friends are being helped by you, and the friends feel helped by me, and we're all friends, we just get bigger as a success portal for other people, because they see our success and they come to us and go, hey, can you help me? And I say, sure, there's more room, come on in. And then we just keep getting bigger,
Yes. And like, I have my own show, you have your own show, and we can recommend these different ones. Like, okay, this is another show you need to go on because this person is positive and you definitely want to, like, I'm like, when I saw all those invites that you invited to my Epic Business Leaders, I thought it was spam.
I know, you told me.
I was like, what is this? I'm like, whoa, it must be a glitch on Facebook today. Because certainly all of these people not coming in one day. And then you text message me and you like, hey, Tina, FYI, just in case you didn't know, if you get an influx of people who want to get into your Epic Business Leaders group, I invited 100 people. I was like, and he said that nonchalant. I'm like, 100 people.
It's still funny when you say it, because it's like, it's hard to believe, but again, one life touches so many other lives, right? Like, we're like that tree. We come out, the branches touch so many other branches. And you and I are entrepreneurs, but we're still in the beginning stages, right? And at the same time, we're creating our foundations that's going to help us and our families through all the things that go on in life. Everything what God wants us to do is what we're going to do. And that's all I'm doing. And I'm sharing with you. I mean, it's so simple when you think about it. I'm just sharing my friends with you. That's all I'm doing. So it's not really hard.
A lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of
people won't do it. I know. And that's the other part.
They will not. They want you to, it's one-sided. They want you to help them, pour into them, but it's never reciprocated. And if it is, it's not reciprocated to the same percentage that you did for them. It's just enough to say, I did something, but not enough to make an impact. Now, you made an impact, surpass. I was like, I only asked for 25 people. I said, well, dial 10. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, he must be mistaken that zero. He must be adding to me. Like, 100 people? Less than like 48 hours, like, boom, I'm like, I really thought it was a glitch on Facebook. I really, really did. But I appreciate Eric Zuley introducing me to you when he was on your show, which I enjoyed when he was on your show about a month or two ago. And I was like, he's cool. I like him.
Thank you. So let's talk a little bit about your show. So you had some amazing people on already, and you just recently started your show, right?
Well, this is the thing. My show, I actually been doing live video ever since 2015.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I'm not new to the streaming world, quote unquote.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Yes, but I am new to the business of broadcasting. All of that I was doing on YouTube, because, you know, I come from the homeschooling and wellness industry. And so I was already on YouTube and all that stuff ever since 2015. And then later on, when the pandemic hit, I was using mostly 100% in person, speaking at events and different stuff like that, or going to different summits or different things where I would speak about health and wellness empowerment and things of that nature. However, when the pandemic hit, it totally threw everything into a wind spin. Like, really, I had to shift everything because I was 100% in person. All my speaking and things was in public, and now we can't be together. So how am I going to shift? You know, it was no problem with me going to events every single week, being in schools, being at the Girl Scouts of America, being at different empowerment events for women and men in person. But how can I transition it? So I went from not focusing on the in person to totally throwing all my energy and focus on mastering and growing my visibility on social media, on television, starting my own show. FYI, I'm gonna tell you a little story. A friend of mine, give a shout out to Patricia, a shout out, because I did a live video and I was just playing with this StreamYard, playing with StreamYard, Zoom, all different kind of little things, little techniques. Playing with it, and I went live, you know, and she saw what I did. She said, "Oh, girl, I enjoyed that so much. You know, I went and I got me a little beverage and I got me some popcorn and I was just eating and commenting. Girl, I enjoyed that so much." She was like, "You should do a TV. You should just call that your TV show." I'm like, "Girl, I ain't got no TV show." She said, "You should call it Heal the Honey Pot TV." Because I was doing my business, Heal the Honey Pot, which I still do. But my business, my show, quote unquote, was named Heal the Honey Pot TV first, in case you guys did not know that. And then, and so I'll talk about all female stuff and have fun with that. Later on, men are reaching out to me for my business strategy coaching, for me to help them promote their businesses and coach them on their business. I just saw men just coming from everywhere, and not creepy men, really good-hearted men, you know, that just wanted to learn business, no ulterior motive. They just wanted to learn from me because they saw what I was doing. Right. And I saw my demographics changing from 100% women to men growing, and I'm like, what is going on? And my husband, so I was like, "You need to help the men too." And I was like, "How am I going to help the men when I'm a 100% female-owned business and I have a TV show that's just catered to women?" He said, "You need to change your name and you need to open up a way for men." And that's why I changed my show from Heal the Honey Pot TV to the Tina Ramsay Show and podcast, so I can include men on the journey and provide health and wellness tip, business tip, life strategies for men and women, and they can feel comfortable coming on my show because it's catered to both of them, men and women. It's not too girly, it's not too masculine, it's right in the middle, and we just have fun letting us spotlight you. So that is how it started. And then I found Eric Zuli, thanks to Tina D. Lewis, and then he took it to a whole nother level, and he taught me how to monetize it. Oh my goodness. Taught me how to monetize it. Taught me about everything it is to monetizing the microphone, broadcasting. The man's a genius. And the rest is history.
And we ain't done yet.
Yes, the rest is history. I was like, "Thank you. I did."
So now you're on Easy Way TV. Mm-hmm. And now you're on HR TV network. I mean, that's got to make you feel like $1 million. I mean, you're like a struggling podcaster. Well, with your TV show, because like you said, you had to change the name, but to go from, you know, just a few people that watch you and listen to you and your friends to now the whole business entrepreneur community that loves you and embraces you and loves your coaching and everything. Can you give us any advice on coaching, like some of the excerpts you would say to certain people when they call in or talk to you about certain things?
Sure, sure. Well, it depends on what they want coaching on.
Right.
Literally, I am a certified life business coach. When I went to school, I did everything from business group, executive coaching, life coaching, behavior, children, family. I went for everything. So some people just go for one thing. I said, I want it all. When I go get my certification, I want it all. And then basically after graduation, you could pick what you wanted to do. You just hit, and so I had to fumble and scumble along the way until I finally found exactly what I want to do. Because life coaching can be very broad, wellness can be very broad, and that's what I was doing. And empowerment can be very broad, even though I still do all of that. However, I don't do it all the time, because mindset you have to have regardless of whatever you're doing. So I'm always doing mindset. But right now, what I am focused on with my certification is visibility. So I am a visibility coach, which means that I help business owners, entrepreneurs, startup. You don't really know what you want to do. I help you get visible with whatever you're doing. Because a lot of these businesses, small businesses like ourselves, they're not closing because they don't have an amazing service or product. They're closing because no one knows that you exist. And so once someone knows that you exist, then they connect with you, and then you can generate leads. They recommend, they can just try your services. And we're living in a time now where the consumer, they want to know the CEO. They want to know the founder. They want to know where their products are coming from. They want to know who is the owner. And so our show is just a platform to spotlight amazing entrepreneurs and celebrities that are making a positive impact in the world, that maybe had a struggle or a challenge, and now they at a certain level in their life where they was able to transition and change the course of their life in a positive way, and share those jewels, all of that amazingness with the audience. And so I just do mindset development and visibility now, and helping them get positioned so that they can be seen all over the world through our podcast, which is continuously growing. Shout out to India. I see you. You're now listening to the Tina Ramsay Show podcast. I appreciate you. Awesome. I'm like, India? Okay. So, but basically that's what I do. I love what I do, and the strategy behind advertisement placement, because you just don't need to be throwing stuff out there. It's a strategy, it's a system behind what you need to do, how you need to do it, how often you need to do it, and having people like yourself that support your movement, and make sure your movement something that you believe in. Just don't create something about money. You create a movement in order to impact people's lives. And in essence, you're changing a little part of history. Right. So it's a big thing. So don't take that lightly. So I don't. And I just love what I do, Gene. I mean, I just
you can tell you do.
Yeah, I just love it.
I mean, I got to tell you, embracing what you just said. I recently just brought on to our Roku channel a friend of mine. He's been a friend for years. His name is Larry Batson. He runs a small zoo with him and his wife, but he used to be on all the old shows like The Tonight Show and Johnny Carson and Merv Griffin, Mike Douglas, all them old shows in the past. But he brought all his animals out there, and he has them animals still. Him and his wife take care of them. He's in his 50s and 60s. And he's a great guy. And he said, he reached out to me. He said, we've got to figure out some way of fundraising. I said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put you on the Roku channel. We're going to tell people to fundraise you, and we're going to try to help you pay for the animals to feed them, because him and his wife are the only ones that feed them. And when they were going to schools before COVID, they were teaching all the young kids how to handle an alligator, how to handle a snake, or just questions and answers about the different, type of baboons or whatever he has, lions, tigers, bears, whatever he has. And the thing is, they're pets to him. They're his pets. They're not pets to us, but they're pets to him. And he wants to take care of them. So what I'm trying to do is help him fundraise. So if anybody's out there and they want to donate anything, please donate something to Hamilton Radio, and I'll make sure that Larry Batson gets it through PayPal, because it's very important that he feeds his animals. And like I say, him and his wife are in their 60s, 50s, 60s now, and it's getting hard for them to do. So we're doing exactly kind of what you're doing, but in a different way. We're kind of reaching out to other people that they're well known, but they're not well known.
Tell him to come on the Tina Ramsay show.
Listen, it's already a thought.
Tell him to come on the Tina Ramsay show and bring his pics, and we'll put a little feature on him, a blog, and have some video clips so people can get to know him, and throw his PayPal. Tell him to come on over.
Blow him up. I see what I want. I told him. I said I want somebody that is of a lot of money to come and help you. Mm-hmm. But not just one person. I want everybody to try to help him. And that's the whole thing, right? What God wants us to do. Yeah. Everybody goes to the table, but nobody gets fed. But when everybody around the table helps, everybody gets fed. So that's the way I look at it. And I think this is a great thing for me to do. And it was already on my thought. I was going to.
He can come on over to the Tina Ramsay show.
I mean, he also draws animals on some of his shows. So he has a drawing show. He's a very, very good artist. Mm-hmm. And maybe one of his paintings or drawings could be worth a few dollars too, and he can teach, like I said, he loves teaching kids about the animals, about what the animals do, where they come from, what they eat, and stuff like that you wouldn't really know about, like a lemming. I mean, who knows about lemmings, So, it's weird. It's weird when you think about it. But like I said, all these animals are his pets. And just like you take care of a dog and cat, he's got to take care of alligators, crocodiles, snakes, lions, tigers, and all kinds of other animals. And it's because he loves them and knows how to deal with them. They don't hurt him.
Exactly. Well, we can definitely have him on our show, and he can share all of that. Also, we will do one of our featured blogs on him. He can just send us his information and make it real nice for him so that people can connect and get to know him quicker so that they can understand his story, so that they will hopefully donate and support. And we'll blast it everywhere we can blast it, like for real. So we can definitely set that up, because my daughter loves animals. She's actually right now completing her second certification in pet education, psychology, the whole body anatomy. The child loves animals, and she has a very deep relationship with animals. She goes into the Humane Society, and all the animals, they're barking and mowing and everything else when we come in. And then when she goes in and she goes and give each animal some time, the animals just all sit down. She just look at them and say, "Oh, wow." And they sit down and they wait patiently until she goes and feeds each one of them. The woman thought something was wrong with the animals. And so she ran back, like, "What's wrong? We don't hear any noise." And then it was like, "Oh my goodness. She's here today." She has a unique way with animals, and I don't have that, but she has it. So I can understand from looking at my daughter for what you're saying with your friend. They both have that animal thing going on. And there's certain people that's on the earth that have that and understand that.
It's a gentle, relaxing, calm energy that the animals don't feel threatened. And of course, the person that is taking care of the animals don't feel threatened. So it's a neutral energy that they love and they share. And it's like the animals welcome it. They welcome it.
I saw it firsthand with my daughter. So I was like, how did you get that dominant picture and that bulldog to calm down? Like, how did she do that?
It's really amazing.
That's her gift. And she loves animals. She loves them.
So that's more people I'm going to be sending you. That's definitely one guy. And I've got, and Tina, what you're going to be getting involved in after that are many, many other groups that I'm in that are business groups. But a lot of these business group people are celebrities, friends, music people, TV promoters, radio promoters, radio producers, radio personalities, TV personalities, almost like what Eric does. But because I've been in the industry for a long, long time, I may have older friends than him, maybe his dad friends like James has. But I'm going to be sending you all of them people, all of them. So you're going to be really, there's going to be a flood of people. Don't think it's spam.
Because that's what I thought it was. I'm like, Facebook, something going on. Like, where these people, are they real or are they bots? Like, really, what's going on?
So when can people watch your show, and where can they watch it?
You can follow us on YouTube. You can follow us on Facebook, The Tina Ramsay Show, but that's spelled Ramsay, like Gordon Ramsay, the chef. He keeps you cooking in the kitchen. I keep you cooking on social media. We both cooking different things. But it's spelled SAY in order for you to find us. When you look at me up on social media, make sure you put Coach Tina Ramsay, because the funny little thing is that Gordon Ramsay's wife and I, when you do just Tina, she pop up.
Oh, her name's Tina too?
Yeah, her name is Tana. My name is Tina. And so that's why it's very important you put Coach Tina Ramsay there, and you'll see a lot of my information. But you can follow me on YouTube, Facebook, Tina Ramsay Show, also Coach Tina Ramsay. And you can, of course, find me on the Easy Way Network at easyway.tv, easywaynetwork.com, the Easy Way Wall of Fame. And you can find us on the Easy Way Network on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV. So you can find us pretty much a little bit of everywhere. And now you can find me on Gene. So you can when you look me up, you'll see me with Gene, thanks to him inviting me. So we're all tied together.
And I want to talk about the business leaders too, because that is something else that, that you were starting. It's a group, right?
Oh, yes. And so the end of last year, sometimes, you pray for something, and then when you get your answer, you might not really want to listen. I'm going to be totally honest. And some of you be like, no, she didn't just say that. She really Christian. Yes, I am. Yeah, I'm totally honest with stuff. And so
you're so honest.
I prayed and I asked because I wanted to make an impact and help people. And I wanted them to experience what I'm experiencing, and because I finally figured out how to do what needs to be done in order to get your business seen by people, right? And I said, how many other businesses don't know this? And so the Epic Businesses, EBL, started because what I was looking for, I did not see yet. Now, I know they exist, but I just haven't found it. And so I created it because I wanted a group that was collaborative, networking, supportive entrepreneurs with the same mindset, that have different entrepreneurs and influential people from all over the world that are ready to collab and work with other people, whether they're bartering, whether they're buying stuff, however they choose to connect. But at least now you have an opportunity. And so that is why, and it's a supportive, congratulatory group, where you don't have to dim your light in order so you won't hurt other people's feelings, because all of these people are going to be happy for you because we're all winning in some way, shape, or form on different levels, but we're all happy for each other, right? And so that's why Epic Business Leaders will form, and that's why EBL TV, which is going to launch in the summer, is going to be on the Easy Way Network. It's an extension of Epic Business Leaders where they can have their own television show, whether it's on food, music, sewing, homeschooling, health and wellness business, whatever type of show they want, they can be up under the EBL TV brand, which is launching this summer, so they can duplicate what I'm doing. And then I teach them how to do it. Because I just teach them.
And you know what? You're so busy. You just did a show before this. What was that show about?
Actually, it was my extension of my show, just interviewing, and then I actually got interviewed by someone else. And so when individuals want me to come share, I come share because maybe that one person in their network needs to hear something that I said. And so it's been back to back to back to back, going from associate producing someone else's show to doing an interview to going to do another interview, and then at the last moment doing yours. You're my last one for today. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad you reminded me. I almost forgot. So thank you, Jean. But
no, you're right. Yeah, and you're right, because we get so busy. I know, me too. I get so busy. I even write on the calendar, and sometimes I still forget. And I always got to confirm with the person, just in case there's not an emergency, family emergency, or there's a problem or anything. I want to make sure that they know that we're supposed to have a show. And if everything's okay, if not, we can always reschedule. It's never a problem. I understand as a dad. I understand there's problems with pet owner and stuff. There's always, problems that arise. That happens. But, it's just that you want everybody on the same page,
Oh, yes.
And understanding too that, that things do come up, and it happens. We're human. It does happen. And then sometimes people overbook. They do.
Oh,
I recently talked to a guy the other day, and he said, I told him I do a show at 3:00 called Crystal Cavern for the independent artists, the local independent artists and worldwide artists that don't get played all over the world. But I play them, and I play the influence. And I asked him, I said, I told him I got to do a show from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. I do it every Friday, Eastern Standard Time. So he writes me back and goes, oh, okay, we're confirmed for 4 p.m. I said, wait a minute. I said, I do a show from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard. How can I do anything with you at 4:00? He's like, oh, I'm sorry. We'll reschedule it. I said, okay, let's reschedule it for whatever time you want. He said 1 p.m. I said, that's fine. But, there's that extreme disconnect when people don't really listen to you. And I wrote it in an email. So it's not like I didn't just say it.
I know it happens. Trust and believe. I know it happens. And so, and I have it written down. It's just that the last interview lasted longer than anticipated. And so it just skipped my mind until the last one. I sat down. My husband said, come sit down. That was a great interview. And I sat down and I took a deep breath and I said, and then all of a sudden, boom, you pop up in my mind. And then the text message said, Tina, I want to confirm. I was like, I said, and get on whatever link he has, because I definitely don't want to miss Gene, because you helped me so much. No matter what, if I had to have on sweats, I'd be like, listen, come on, Gene.
No, and you're so sweet. And here's the other thing too, with internet radio and even our Roku channel or whatever, we don't hold people to times, because times sometimes, like I said, there's issues that people want to go eat or they want to come back, or we've had this problem with celebrities a lot too. And I, like I tell, my friend Jimmy Deal, we do the Jimmy Deal show, that celebrities are going to be celebrities. They'll either call in 5 minutes before they're due or 5 minutes after, but we have to give them time, and we have to be patient, and we have to understand that. And, that's not a problem with internet radio. It's not a problem with Roku TV. Regular TV, yes. FM radio, AM radio, yes, because everything is stringently timed. But, if there's ever a problem, don't worry about 5 minutes, 10 minutes late. That doesn't mean anything, because we actually did a live Roku concert this last Saturday. We tried it out. It was great, but we couldn't get any audio from the microphone for the performer. So we had to wait like 15 minutes. So the show didn't start at 8:05. It started at 8:15. So it's stuff like that you can't control. You just can't.
That's the beauty of TV. This is streaming TV. I tell people that all the time. It's a lot that goes on behind the scenes for TV shows like Easy Talk Live, my show, the Tina Ramsay Show, your show. People have no idea the time, the effort, the scheduling, what it takes to make this a production. It's more than just clicking a button and going live. And so when individuals are allowing you to come on their platform and they are showing you love, and it's a beautiful thing, because you don't find too many people that really want to spotlight you. It's with no ulterior motive. And so I say you need to just be appreciative, because everybody don't have this opportunity. You was chosen out of all of these millions and millions and millions of people, which some of them have businesses, but out of all of those people, some kind of way you got connected with the right person that has the right platform that can help you in this season. Be grateful. Be grateful.
That is awesome. You're an awesome person. You really are. We got about 10 minutes left. Is there anything that you think that you would want to do if you didn't do your show? Something else, like painting, maybe writing a book, writing a song?
Into books. I write for 4 magazines, so I'm an editorial writer of 4 magazines. So I write magazines. I'm already a 2-time best-selling author. I don't really even talk about it that much.
You should talk about it. That's impressive.
Yeah. It was a collaborative project book, and it was syndicated. Shout out to Jesus Coffee and Prayer with Nikita Davis. I actually collabed with her, and now I'm getting ready to do a collaborative book with another publishing house, Global Publishing, Abundance Life. And so I'm going to do something with them. And I love doing co-collaborative books because it's a collective of various different people, and all of us are spreading our love and our expertise all at one time, and we're able to share. I love the sharing aspect of it. But soon I will be having my own book, because everyone is asking me for just my own book, and they've been begging me for years if I sit still enough to do it. But I will do it. Other than that, I will be doing a virtual book tour to spotlight amazing authors, bloggers, anybody that writes, magazine, editorial writers, doing something for them in June. Other than that, me and Eric Zuli, we are doing, or Eric Zuli and I, my mama with her English, she would get on me. Eric Zuli and I, we will be doing a learn how to start your own TV show this Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Zoom. If anybody want the link, they can feel free to ask for it. I have a post out, and we're going to be actually doing a little small, just an hour. If you ever have any aspirations for TV or just want to learn, we're going to be in there sharing our knowledge, him and I, on broadcast and learning how to do it. And I already have a course on learn how to start your own podcast and monetize it, which I'm so proud of my students. Anybody that goes through our course, they get their certificate of completion, and we also promote them as well. So pretty much that is it. I'm mainly focused on building my Epic Business leaders and supporting the ones within the network and making sure that they get the leverage, the positioning that they deserve, the spotlight that they deserve. And that's why we have a team, because I can't do it by myself. And so that's basically what I'm doing. I love being a social producer for Easy Way Network now. And so pretty much that's what I'm focused on now. Now, God might have something different for me later on, but right now he's telling me to do this. And I personally had the goal of helping 100 people for 2021, 100 entrepreneurs. However, I prayed about it, and I kept getting 1,000. And, I was like, So I prayed again, and he said 1,000. I said, no, 100. I was being a Jonah. Let me just keep it real. I was being Jonah for a moment. I was like, no. I say 100, you say 1,000. You need to drop one of them zeros. But let me tell you something. I couldn't get no rest. I couldn't get no rest until I surrendered to that 1,000. Now, how I'm going to build that 1,000, I have no idea.
You don't have to.
But listen, I surrendered to it. And I said, okay, it's your will. I'm gonna do it. But let me tell you now, Gene, I was going back and forth for a minute. But yeah, so our goal is to position and help 1,000 entrepreneurs within our EBL community for the year of 2021, whether that's education, TV, podcasting, books, magazines, whatever it is, to order to position and get more eyeballs on their products, services, or business. That's what we are doing. And if they want to duplicate our system, sure, we don't mind. Do what we do and do it. Put your own flair on it, because everybody's copying everybody. Let's keep it real. Everybody, so don't get in your feelings if you see somebody doing what you're doing, because it's already been done. It's already been done.
We just try to look for, we just try to look for unique ways, a different way of doing this and a different way for doing that. And it just make us stand out a little bit more. But other than that, you're 100% right. Everybody copies off one another. So as I say, with your 1,000 entrepreneurs, just all you need is a good team that you can trust to go out there, say, and, one person does 10, one person does 100, another person does 100. And then eventually the 1,000 people won't be nothing, because, you've got trusted people under you, and I'm here. If you ever need me,
Oh, yeah. I know you brought 100 by yourself.
And guess what? They all trust me. They're all loyal to me because of my credibility with them. So I've already got that going for me with them. So there's no need to worry about that. God has your back. Just like we said, your spouse has your back. Well, God has your back. God already set everything up for us the way we want it, the way you want it, the way I want it. It's done. It's already done. So what we're going to do is live it and enjoy it. And if I could be of help in any way, you how to reach me. I'm easy to get a hold of. And, and I'll do the same for you. But I'm not done sending you people. I'm telling you, I'm just starting to send people.
Oh, man, so much. But yes,
I just want to make you the biggest thing, and make God so proud of you for what you went through and where you came from. Make your kids and your husband so proud of you, and all your people that support you, make them so proud of you for going through what you did and showing people that, look, I did it, you can do it. And that's the whole key of coaching. That the more people see that you are the person that you became from coaching, and you go into that coaching position, it's beautiful, because it's all stories, but it's all real, honest to goodness stories.
And that's why people, but this is what they say. They say they're attracted to me because I'm authentic. I'm transparent. I'm pretty much an open book. Even if it's something that people traditionally say, well, maybe I'm not going to say that. I'm like, if it's the truth, it's the truth. And so that's why I told you, listen, I wasn't always like this. Let me just keep it real, because I don't want people to have these unrealistic expectations. I had some issues with entrepreneurship before I came all the way in. But look at me, a person who was totally against entrepreneurship, now 1,000% in it, and now starting to see all of the hard work and sleepless nights starting to manifest itself in such a way that is enabling a small South Carolinian, small town girl, an only child, being able to help people that she don't even know. It has to be something that is not by you, it's being used through you as a vessel. And I realize that I'm just a vessel. And I'm here to do a certain purpose for a certain time. And I don't know how long that time is, but I accept the assignment. And let me tell you, I struggle with it though, Gene. I'm not gonna lie, I struggled. But I found
there's a lot of fears. There's a lot of fears, but you're going to overcome them fears. Just like I said, with having people that you already know and trust and love, you don't have to worry about a thing. God has your back, and just keep on doing what you're doing. And again, how can people get in touch with you if they need to?
They can get in contact with me if they want to be a featured guest at the TinaRamsayShow.com. That's RAMSAY. If they want to be a part of the Epic Business Leaders Facebook group, it's free to join. They can go on Facebook, Epic Business Leaders. They can go to the website and sign up to get on our subscription list, Epic Business Leaders. .biz, B-I-Z. But to make it totally simple, you guys, if you want to know everything about me and all the businesses, just go to tinyurl.com/Coach Tina 1. That's tiny.url/Coach Tina 1. And you will see our Heal the Honey Pot Natural Business, our podcast, TV show, Epic Business Leaders, all the stuff that I'm talking about. You can just click, touch, it'll take you wherever you want to go. And you can also call us straight from the digital business card. You can email us straight from the card. You can save it to your phone, and you can have us in your pocket.
Awesome. That's awesome. And we're doing a show, the end of the month, right? You and I, we're going to do another show.
I'm excited. Yes, we're going to have Jean on the show. So we're going to flip the tables a little bit. I'm going to be doing the interviewing, not the interviewee. And you're going to get to know Jean and all the things that he has been doing for the years.
I really do.
Your journey to why you started your TV show or your radio. Like, why did you?
I still really don't know that question, but, I'll answer that.
It's your purpose. Even if you don't have it, you're doing some things, and it's a reason.
But thank you, my dear. What a great show. I had such a great time with you, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. I know a couple of our friends were out there watching and listening, and they had some questions, but the questions basically were the same things I asked you. So again, I want to thank you for being here, Coach Tina Ramsay, and we'll be looking for you on Facebook and Easy Way TV and all them other places you mentioned. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.